Welcome everyone to the For the Love of Gaming Marathon. This time we're up with Niche-Athon. So thank you all for being here. Just want to quickly say thanks again. Thanks for all the submissions. Rain, any words?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Cool. Well, up
Man, a few
first we've
words.
got man, a few words, absolutely. Up first we've got Tompano, hosted by Axington. So I will pass over to Axie.
Hello everybody, welcome to Niche-Athon. It's going to be a great event. First up we have Tompano running Resident Evil 1 HD GL% NG Plus with socks on his hands, I believe. It's going to be quite interesting. We've got lots of various changes to normal runs this event, socks being a very popular one. I see you've got some nice black socks today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you ready to kick us off?
Yeah, I am. I'm at this kind of screen to just kick it off right away if you want that. You want the countdown?
Yes, please.
So 3, 2, 1, and go.
And we're off.
We're off. A few cutscenes in the beginning here. Gonna skip through them because that's what we do. And then we're gonna try to manage our movement with socks on hands the best way we can.
So how much does having socks on your hand impair gameplay compared to normal?
Quite a lot. It's a lot of like movement between, like you play this on a controller, so you're gonna move from analog stick to kind of D-pad, which makes it a bit awkward, but also interesting, you know.
Have you practiced much for this run?
I tried to play around with it a little bit, not too much, but I ran the game quite a lot, so it should be fine, hopefully. Now it will be, but it's just a movement part but it's alright so far. We're playing this on door skip as well, so it's a little bit faster. Door skip is a mod for this game. It's allowed in speedruns, well, for a category of speedruns called door skip. So what it essentially do is it skips all door animations, which is about 6 to 8 seconds per door. Makes the run about 20 minutes faster.
That's a lot of doors in one game.
Yeah, I have the door splits up. I think it's about 200 doors. So now have our sword key here, which is our first key. There are a few keys we need to pick up during this run, especially for this mansion here. So this will give us some freedom to roam this mansion for a bit. And I go pick up some chemicals out here. We're gonna use on some plants later. Coming up to our first kind of dodge of this run now. So some part of this run you have to dodge zombies by like doing the backstep. The normal way is to kind of bait out an attack, but that's a little bit of a unique one. So we now have the lighter and the dog whistle. The dog whistle we're gonna use right away to get a fake key, which you're then gonna exchange for a real key. Alright, that's okay. We now have our dog collar. Alright, I'm just gonna go around and shoot him. Normally I can shoot him from there, but it's like a bit weird with this moment. But he's down now. Here is the armor key, which we could have gotten earlier, but we would have died because we need to replace it with something else here, which we now have the collar. We're just gonna examine that. And use it. So we're free to go out again. So with the armor key we can pretty much open almost every door in this mansion. There are quite a few doors that are still locked to us, but bigger part of them. So now we're gonna meet our friend Richard. We can skip the cutscene, so we didn't really get to meet Richard there. He's a member of the team being bitten by a snake, so we need to get him some serum. So we're gonna give him some serum, but we're also gonna do some stuff while we're at it. And zombies are puker. Zombies that are elevated from you will always puke. They can't grab you like on stairs and stuff. And now we're gonna use these chemicals here, so we can actually pass through, get our first death mask. We're gonna pick 4 of these up in total, gain entry to leave this mansion, actually, not entry, so we can actually exit. So that's the first one. We're gonna pick up all of these in, yeah, pretty much right now, like pick this one up now. We have adjacent room upstairs where there are 2 others, and then we have the last one on our way out. But now we need to go up and save Richard. So we did pick up the serum for it, or for him. There we go. We're gonna use our lighter here. It's quite a nice hitbox on that trigger. It's not a bad room. I'll take that. Now we have the musical score. Well, we have one part of it. You need to play the piano. Gain access to a key that's hidden in a clock because Resident Evil. So now that we have one part of the sheet music, we'll get into the piano room because the second part is in there. There is a zombie outside here. Yeah, it's a bit of a weirdo, this one. But all good. As long as we don't hit like a red caution, we'll be fine. Or yellow caution now. If we hit red caution, we're gonna start run slow and stuff, which we don't want. So we're not gonna switch these emblems. We took the gold one, and we're gonna set the gold one in the dining room where we pick up the wooden one earlier. As we do that, we gain access to a puzzle. Yeah, it's all Resident Evil core. Right, so we now have the shield key, which goes to the attic where our friend is waiting for us. Mr. John. We're gonna run around him. No! So that's our second death mask. Oh, he's gonna come out that door. Which means he's gonna be out in this hallway waiting for us later. I see you, Nico. You're using AC, you're cheating too. Try playing this game on keyboard and mouse though. Neither can I, apparently. Right, so I'm just gonna do this. Killing zombies aren't cheating, is it? Well, I'm gonna pick some ammo up. Not ammo. Health! Not the same thing. Not the same thing. Alright. So now we're out for our last death mask here. So puzzle solution never change in this game. It's all the same all the time. So we now have all the 4. Well, we have 3 and then a box with 1 inside. So we're gonna try to manage stair skating here with socks on hands, which is... yeah, you see how it looks. Just say how it looks. No, I'm probably skinned now. If I've probably taken like 5 bites, 4 or 5 bites, something like that. No. $10K per bite sounds fair. Yeah, I'll go back and see how many bites it actually are. And then I get back with probably $10 per bite. Or I mean, 10K per bite. Fair enough, fair enough. So we're out of the mansion now. For now. We're gonna do this interesting little puzzle here. Gain access to the graveyard or whatever. You're So we're coming up to Lisa here. It's gonna be an interesting dodge with socks on hands. Thank you, Corey. I'm not the kangaroo. What do you know? I got it, nice. Yeah, stairs getting with Zoxon is pretty weird in this game. There are two ways of stairs getting in this game. Either you use the old-fashioned way, which is just mashing your run button, or you do it the second coming of thought. Damn, dude. Something else than Thor, that is. So we're getting to the guardhouse now, which is not the most entertaining part of this run at all. It's gathering keys for the most part. Super aggressive Spodas. On very easy, the spiders are extremely aggressive for some reason. All of the spiders. So Barry's in here being weird. Oh, we don't care for that. We just here to gather a key. A key? A key that leads us to another key. Other key is apparently in a bathtub, because that's normal in this universe.
Where else would you keep your keys, right?
Alright. I have no good answer for that, to be fair. So, yeah. Bathtub it is.
Nobody's ever going to check the bathtub. It's going to be pretty safe.
Yeah, not for keys anyway. If you thought just gathering keys was slow paced, just wait for this box. You know, push these boxes for a few minutes here with very soothing music. Nothing else happening. Yeah, it sounds like that's something just you do, Rain. Sorry to break the news to you.
We do enjoy a good box pushing.
It's part of this this universe as well. It has to be done.
Just a quick reminder that we are raising money for able gamers during this marathon. If you use !donate and !charity, you can find a lot of information out about it. There are millions of people with disabilities who can't play video games without expensive, specialized equipment. The Able Gamers charity helps gamers with disabilities by providing that equipment free of charge. But we can't do it without you. Yes, you. Help us help others. A day of gaming for you could mean a lifetime of gaming for someone else. Will you help us continue providing these customized gaming controllers? By using !donate in the chat. Yes, you.
Yes, you're very cute, Nico, for a Danish man.
Locking all doors to achieve maximum safety. Reaching 30% of pressure threshold.
At least you're not in Sweden, that's true. No IKEA, no meatballs. Sad days. So we just did drain this part so we can actually go out here now. Which is what we need for another key, of course. Another key. So what we do here normally is we do the Neptune skip, which is just a D-pad movement. So we'll see if we get it on with socks on rounds as well. Hopefully. It's a pretty straightforward line, so we're just gonna do this. Yeah, we get plenty of IKEAs in Denmark. Everywhere now is IKEAs, this is true. Big fan. I think we're all big fans of FTLGMarathon. The dodge is kind of weird because this is a very narrow hallway. You can have some weird RNG, that zombie as well. Sometimes he likes to cancel out of a attack animation into another one. Lovely.
But we do have an $8 donation from Not in Sweden KekW with a message, find me.
Who can it be? I wonder.
I think it could be anyone in the world not in Sweden.
Right. We use that bug spray so we can actually access this item over here, which is another key, believe it or not. So this is what we picked up the book earlier on for. Gonna equip that. Gonna use the book. Do this puzzle. So there is a way to do this fight even faster than normal, but it includes quite fine-tuning movement down there, so I'm just gonna go up here. I think it might have actually slapped me down, which would be good, then I don't need to take the stairs down. Oh, he did. So you go up there and kill him, right? And then you need to go down here to pick the key up and leave. But as he did hit me, he slapped me off the balcony, so I didn't have to go down, so he kind of helped me. Nice boss. Very nice boss. I'm gonna pick this blue herb up here, because super aggro spiders are very easy. For some reason. Spiders are no issue when you play this like on normal or anything. But for New Game Plus runs, on very easy or whatever you set them to, spiders are super aggressive. I have no idea why. This line is
So
a
what
bit...
changes? What changes between the normal game and NG Plus?
You just have the rocket launcher, that's pretty much it. The routing is pretty much the same. You play on a lower difficulty, which have less enemies. Less stuff to deal with, essentially. Other than that, it's pretty... Well, boss fights are pretty easy, that's it. But the kind of route is the same. The only routing change is that you don't pick up the grenade launcher as your main weapon. So we're now back in the mansion, but we have another key now, so... We're gonna put that to good use. We're also gonna have some hunters here, a new enemy. Lizard boys. Kinda tricked him to do an attack. And then just sneaked by him. So do we have some more pushing to do here? So while I push this, you can enjoy the scenery of these beautiful paintings here. Getting closer and closer. Now we are gonna go down into the basement. We're also gonna pick up first... It's called a last book, volume 1 and 2. We need both of those. We don't necessarily need the books, we need what's in the books, which are medallions. One eagle medallion and one wolf medallion. Gonna see... Yeah, super aggro. Poison right away. You kind of have to run into his sight and then run out of it. Ah, this is weird. It's really weird with the analog dodges on... Which sucks. But we made it through! If you run up to this, he's gonna kind of move to the side if you run up to that fridge for some reason. Thank you for the JJ Corey. Thank you very much. And in here, all we need is this battery. I'm actually gonna use that, so we don't fog our inventory too much. There are a crimson head up here, and another zombie, which we can kind of... If we start walking there, we should be fine, yeah. If you start walking at the wall with a mirror there, it's gonna kind of activate the crimson to kill the other guy, so you can freely pass, which is pretty nice. We like when enemies kill each other. Gives us less stuff to deal with. So this is Yawn Fight 2, where we actually have to fight him. As this is New Game Plus, we're rocking the rocket launcher. A one-hit kill for all bosses except Lisa. So starting to run this New Game Plus. New Game Plus is a super easy run to get into. Super hard run to get into the high tier and the board on the boards for, because it's mainly moment based only. You don't struggle killing bosses, everyone dies in one shot. There are less zombies to deal with. So you kind of just run. So it's your moment and your menuing mainly. It's gonna decide how high you're gonna get on the boards. So easy run to learn, hard run to master. So we're gonna trick this eagle here, or whatever it is. Because if it looks at us, we can grab this. There we go. Need that jewel, we're gonna pick up the box it goes into as well. Before we leave the mansion again. Because we are going underground. First we're gonna pick the box up. It's gonna turn on us. Yeah. Sneaky man. Already get the box. We can now leave. But we need to pass the terrible courtyard with the terrible dogs. We'll see how that goes. This dog generally no problem. Also gonna pass through these snakes one more time. No issue. There are some blue herbs down here. They're only here on very easy though. So don't expect that if you run this game on like any percent or whatever you're running on. Because it's not there then. This dog can be a bit of a... No, it's pretty nice now actually. Yay! So what we're gonna do... We did put the battery in. We're gonna refill this bowl. Yes, we did use that battery. We can actually use that elevator down now. So we don't have to climb through this pool anymore. Which means that waterfall is gonna be gone and we're gonna access it with elevator. That's kind of the safe line there. I don't know, Corey. You tell me. I have no idea. Probably it's the Vikings' blood. Who knows?
Probably got some cheat codes, to be honest.
We now got another crank. First one is a square crank, it's called. Well, they just use called cranks, but if you examine them, they will change names. So that first one is a square crank. This one is a hexagonal crank, which we need down here. So we're gonna do the worst puzzle in the game on a regular speedrun. Gonna be even slower now, but you know. We do what we do. Well, not so bad. So inside that box is a key. That's the last key we need in the mansion. Where are we gonna go one last time after this kind of cave section. So we use that crank over there. We'll now access a boulder over here, which we're gonna go all Indiana Jones over. Like that. And we're coming up to this area's kind of boss fight, which is a big spider, so there she is. Called Black Tiger for some reason. And she's done, but she has some children climbing around here. Very good. We're just gonna shoot the webs off that door so we can actually go through it. Here we need to crank it 3 times. I'm gonna have another boulder section. We're coming into the kind of worst room in the game for people that start running this game, because it has 1 million camera angle changes, which will put you off, especially if you mainly run analog stick. It's a lot getting used to this room, but as you get hang of it, it's not so bad. Unless you do what I did. Oh, we should prevail anyway. So there's a cylinder that we need for the elevator to go down even deeper into this cave. So the spider is dead. So we don't need to worry about her anymore. If my socks are moist? No, not really, dude. Unless you want them to be. Of course I do. Alright, then they are extremely moist. Extra moistness. I mashed through a few berry cutscenes there. Gonna trick Lisa. She always gonna spawn up the first position you're going to. So if you kinda go into the camera transition of the side you don't wanna go to, you have free passage. Lose you a little bit of time, but it's nothing major. So more box pushing, of course. There's a flamethrower in that box that we need. So now we just need to go to the garbage compactor, is that what it's called? I think. To use that to gain access to what's inside the box. Which is a flamethrower, because I spoiled that surprise.
How could you spoil it?
I'm a rude man like that sometimes. I'm sorry. There it is, broken the flamethrower, because he'll just trashed it. Which is fine, we can still use it. We're not gonna use it as a weapon anyway. We're gonna use it as a key, of course. Access this switch. Of course it is, yeah. Why wouldn't it be? So we pick up another jewelry box. This one has a stone ring in it. So we're now gonna go gather some some objects, as they're called, stone and metal objects, kind of emblems. So there are 2 of them. We put one into the door earlier to gain access to the courtyard, so we need to grab that. We have a stone ring in this box here, and then we're gonna pick up the last kind of emblem. So that's the last thing we're gonna do in the mansion, which are where we're headed now. We're gonna fill up our inventory here, which is alright, because we're gonna use this key. It's only have one door we can use it in. So all good to go. Assume everything is a key at this. Yeah. You will be right more times than not, so. So we now have everything we need to access the altar, the altar, as it's called, under the main hall. So in the original one, you kind of gain access to the laboratory from the caves. In this one, you gain access from it here. It's one of the small little changes they made to the remake. So all we need here really is the 2 books. We have the books and the cranks. We don't need the cranks anymore, but we also don't need to worry about it, because we don't need all that space anyway, so they can go the distance with us. We're gonna meet Barry down here. We're gonna say no to Barry. And Barry's gonna die. So will Lisa. Bye, Lisa. Lisa was also addition to the remake of this game. She wasn't in the original. Tough fight, yeah, very tough fight on New Game Plus. Well, it's not too bad of a fight on any percent either, especially not with Jill, because she gets Barry's Magnum. So you can kind of shoot her off the ledge. It's a bit more technical, of course, but it's pretty easy. We're gonna use these books now. So as I said, all boss fights on New Game Plus super easy, like a one-shot. Well, Lisa is a 2-shot. And she doesn't die, just shoot her off. But it's more like the moment, your moment and your menuing skills that gonna decide how well of a runner you're gonna be on New Game Plus in this. As I said, easy run to learn, hard one to really master to get that top tier time on. Oh yeah, very optimized. As it's mainly movement and menuing. I have a few zombies to dodge, but there are a lot fewer than normal. We're killing him because we need this path kind of cleared. When we pass through here later, we're gonna have some nitro, so we don't want to go boom boom. Permission granted. We need to open up on B3 as well. There we go. Big bada boom, you know it. So as we did that, we can now go upstairs, because we need to get another key. Believe it or not, another key is what we'll get in here. There's a pass in this room if you need it. Look pretty good health-wise now. There's the power room key. Tea time, nice. Enjoy your tea, Rain. Enjoy your tea. So with that key now we're gonna say hello to another enemy that's only in this lab, which is the Chimera. But it's dead now. I will see more of them when we come back here. Yeah, like us Swedes have like off in Ivy Drip. Bruh. So this is where we pick up the nitro. The nitro will explode if you run with it too long. And that's totally tied to what difficulty you are running. So if you're on this as I do now, on very easy, you can kind of run 8 steps and you need to walk 2 and then just continue with that until you're done. On normal, you can consistently run 5, to walk 2 after that, and then we come to hard, which is like real survival and stuff. Then you have to run, if you run 2, you need to walk 2, run 2, walk 2, it's terrible. But doable. So this is the Chimeras. We're now coming up to the final boss fight for this kind of run. It's not the final boss fight for 100% run. It's also gonna go down in one shot though. Well, he does that on any percent run with Jill anyway. Barry's Magnum also kill everything in one shot. So we're now just gonna end the game. She was strong. I think I did everything in that room I need to do. That's not what I wanted to do, though. Now his friend's gonna be in a terrible spot, so... If you aim, Jill, we'll gonna get out of here. Oh, we're good. Estimate, yeah, it's gonna be like just higher than estimate. Just about. About 10 seconds higher, I think it is. Alright, 9.
Jill, you did a fine job.
Not 10. It rounded up to... It was 1 hour, 9 seconds, 96 hundredths of a second. There you have the run!
GG.
Thank you, thank you. Now I can actually remove these. It's getting quite moist in here. In these socks, Corey. I will send these socks to you later, Corey. You pay for shipping. But yeah, that's Jill. New game plus.
Thank you very much. I can't wait to receive
The socks.
That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope
Thanks,
you
Tom.
enjoyed the
Thank
run
you.
as well. I did enjoy running this, even though it was weird with the moment and all, but always a lot of fun
Thank you, and
hanging out with you, Corey, and hope the rest of the marathon goes very well.
thank you, and thanks for being here as well. Even though you went over your estimate.
Yeah, but I was up at 6 a.m., so
Yeah, right.
we'll
We'll
count
just-
that as
we'll blame him.
a draw.
Yep. Alright, cool. Up next we have Linkermeister playing some Super Metroid Project Base. 100% Wii VC controls. So we will be up with that very shortly.